I mean, if you're going to own a Lenovo Legion laptop, may as well look good while doing it.
Exactly.
Bottom right side, our blue Zerg player. From Gamer's Origin, it is Reynor.
And in the top left, from Enkers, or Makers, it is ShoWTimE.
He made some things happen in that last series, which was very impressive.
Yeah, that was a super cool series, especially from ShoWTimE. I feel like the first game and the third game was, oh, not the third game, the fourth game were really cool to see, like how he came back and like what he like his decision making in those games was so cool and yeah, really interesting.
Yeah. No, really impressive stuff. It's very rare that I would say an entire PvP series is extremely fun and impressive like that. But this was probably one of the best of 5 PvPs I've seen in a long time. I'm trying to think of a better one, and nothing comes to mind. But then again, I don't find PvPs to be memorable. If you ask Rotterdam, he'd give us the top 37 PvPs of 2017 alone. Never mind of all time. So. Yeah, we need to get Roddy in here to tell us the best PvP series we've ever had. I mean, I guess we've had a lot of PvP this year in GSL matches.
Yeah, that's
PvPs, true. But especially early in the year, PvP was flavor of the season for season 1.
There was a lot of PvP early on, yeah.
I mean, there was one point where there was 7 Protoss and like 1 Terran in the top 8. I was like, well,
yeah. That was kind of crazy.
It was
I
just
don't feel like
super
Protoss was that. Yeah, I feel like that was kind of a fluke, you know, like because Protoss wasn't really that strong at that
twice,
point.
Though. Like in GSL, it was like 6 out of 8. Like that's kind of crazy.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I just didn't feel like Protoss was. I mean, it was strong.
I think Protoss was good,
but...
and it's just that combination of like it's good and also like, you know, it went a little bit in their favor for once. I mean, how many times has the game been also a bit imbalanced, but we still didn't see like 7 players of the same race in the round of 8, right? Like, you know, it's not going to happen every time, so it's just one of those things that kind of happen.
I think a lot of the players were peaking at the same time as well, like Classic and maybe Hero. And
Hero had a great start the year, top 4 in Katowice, and no one expected that.
Yeah.
Twilight and a Robo. It feels weird to be casting a real matchup again, doesn't it?
Real matchup?
Yeah, man. not mirror. Hey, so I learned from Hearthstone that this is the best map for Archon drops.
Yeah, because you can, or DC drop in general actually, because you can go from like, you can warp in the middle of these 3 bases and you can go to either one. That's kind of what makes it so strong. But I've actually been surprised with how well Zergs have been dealing with it, like the very top Zergs, so like Serral, Reynor, Lambo, Laser. These guys have actually been dealing with it very well and not taking too much damage. So it's kind of tough to say because DT drop is such a well-known opening at the moment that it might be strong on this map, but it might not just be strong enough as an opening. But I mean, ShoWTimE did choose it, so I'm sure he knows something. I'm sure he's very, very good at it. So yeah, expecting some good play. He's only got 3 gates at the moment. Okay. Usually you would do 4 gates.
I think he's going to go double prison.
Double prison?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I only say this because I saw someone do this the other day and I thought it was really stupid and wrong. But now I'm thinking maybe it's actually a thing. So that's what my prediction is based off of. Maybe it's not. Okay. I don't know. Obviously 3 gates is weird.
Yeah. It would make sense because you cut the gateway for a second prison and like you get it very quickly.
I mean, I didn't really like how it was done the other day though. He doesn't even have 2 adepts either, so he doesn't have that like typical multi-prong that you see a lot of the time nowadays with the Archons.
Yeah.
So it feels like this is going to be pretty weak.
Oh, this is actually the super fast one. I didn't even realize.
Oh yeah, like 420.
Yeah, this is actually the super fast one. So this is why it's 3 gate. Yeah, that's
a better prediction than mine. Hey, the spore just moved.
It might die, actually.
Yeah, well, there's an overseer on the way, so...
Oh, good micro from Reynor.
I mean, the overseer anyways, right? Like, you may lose a couple of drones, but it's not going to be the end of the world. In fact, Malinga's doing a very good job. Great control by Reynor, really. ShoWTimE's like, you know what? I'm happy that I killed the spore crawler at this point.
Yeah.
Took a lot of damage on the prism, too, as well.
It's kind of a weird choice on this map because it's so big, but it kind of negates... Like, he walked in at 4... Sure, he walked in at, like, 412 or whatever it was. But he took so long to get to the main base, like 10 seconds or so, that it didn't really end up mattering that much. Like, Reynor was already ready, you know? So, I think because of the size of the map, it doesn't necessarily make too much sense to do this. do the super early one. I would have preferred like a very fast like 2 Archon drop with DT, just go straight into the Archons. That's something that maybe I would have preferred.
Nexus and Empire gets taken down here on the third base, as we'll see. Archons actually pull all the way back to deal with this. I mean, it's got to be a dream scenario for Reynor here. You know, he doesn't have roaches, so to not have the Archons trading in his main, I think he's got to be really happy with that.
Yeah,
and he's going to go into really fast Hydras.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a good drone count as well, and he even made these lings and has a good drone count, which is kind of crazy. It means like he had such a solid defense early on that he didn't need to overcommit to lings or anything. He doesn't even have like a very high queen count, like 5 queens only. So he was actually really confident in his early defense, which is well, it's very impressive to be able to defend DT drop with that low of committal of defense. So well played from Reynor. It looks like he's in a very good position. He's even got +1 on the way, which is pretty fast. And he's got the Hydras on the way already, didn't even need to make roaches.
Yeah. Job well done so far as this War Prism coming down the bottom here from ShoWTimE. You see the couple Archons looking to finally get aggressive as... it really feels like they've just done nothing this game. I mean, he's killed 17 lings, but felt like they were in like... you know, lings that you can kind of afford to lose anyways. You know, Reynor went straight to 70 drones here. He hasn't really had much trouble. There's the Lurk Den, so... maybe I should have also used Halsom's wisdom from the other day as well. He said Reynor loves to do 2 different things on this map. The first is to make Aspire into like bank meters and just, you know, play stupid. And, you know, like literally like just make so many meters. And his other one is to build lurkers and position the lurkers outside of like the forward 4th base. And just use all of those rocks and like the disco cube. And, you know, basically that to make it a very difficult push to hold off. So... we'll see if that's going to be the case. Obviously, ShoWTimE doesn't have that base now, which is typical. But obviously, later in the game, it makes that very difficult to take. And you can also position across to the 3rd base. There's also rocks there and a very narrow choke point lurkers can take advantage of as well. So,
main is very droppable as well. The lurkers just they synchronize very well with drops, just because it's very difficult to deal with them if you don't have detection, obviously. So yeah, they just they perform well with drops, and this is a very droppable base. It's very, there's lots of surface area. You can either go from the 4th base area, or you can go like even behind the main is good as well. Oh, getting some good damage on the
that's
9
nice.
drones.
Finally, ShoWTimE gets something. Oh, but the War Prism. Needs to be careful. Hydras, he's going to walk over them.
Get it. Nice play from Reynor.
Good. You have to send those Hydras so far in advance as well, because they don't even have... okay, they do have speed. But still, it's kind of a long way to go.
Yeah.
So really good forward thinking there from our Zerg player. That's huge. And now the double contaminate Storm and Robo facility shut down. Well, definitely a bit of a time potentially coming in. The first lurkers beginning to morph. He's got the money for a good few, so...
and lurker time is super scary about Storm. And the Storm is so long. Like, look how far it is from completion. It's halfway done. Like, it's actually going to be such a strong timing. Like, if he gets lurkers in position, which I'm not even sure if ShoWTimE can deny it, you know?
Yeah, I feel like Reynor just walks into the middle of these bases and just sets them up. If that's where he wants to go, looks like he might send a good few around the right. I like that too, though, because I feel like the right side's a great choke point to make use of. Storm's getting closer to finishing. No warping on the natural. Now that's really painful. You can see ShoWTimE's realizing, yeah, I should maybe kill off these rocks against these lurkers.
There's no storm, and he picks off 3 Templar for the storm before the storm completes, and there's lings in the natural as well. There is some units in the natural, but I mean, this 3rd base is going to be so difficult to defend. Beautiful like tactical play from Reynor, like contaminating the storm and hitting this timing. This is sick. Yeah,
the contaminate was really like the bonus to this, right? Like that was like something that ShoWTimE. It's so tough because you don't really see it coming, and you can't like quickly respond to it to stop it, right? Like, it's so tough. So now, he really is in some trouble. These lurkers going to push a bit further forwards. There's finally the storms, but obviously after losing a lot already, Reynor is continuing to reinforce this. Hive on the way up so you can get straight towards Adaptive Talons as well. The faster you have Adaptive Talons, the better time you're going to have continued to be aggressive with these lurkers. And ShoWTimE will drop the forward 4th base during this, but I really believe that Reynor will be able to punish that quite a lot, because all of those rocks are still up. ShoWTimE kind of goes forwards again here, but it feels like he's losing so much every time he does.
Yeah. all the zealots lined up with like everything else as well. Like the archons were lined up with the zealots, and they just got massive shots on the entire army. And Reynor's not even all in with this. Like he's got a hive, he's got double upgrades, he's got 80 drones, he's got 8 gases and a 5th base on the way. Like he doesn't even need to kill him right now, and he is gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Like in ShoWTimE's, there's no chance he can survive this. Like this is beautiful play from Reynor. Like actually insane.
Yeah, really nicely done at ShoWTimE. Gonna type out GG. Reynor takes game number 1 of this best of 5.
Because it's so far away. But yeah, we'll have to see.
Top left-hand side on Triton, our blue Zerg player give it up for Reynor.
And in the bottom right, from Emkers, it is the German Protoss, it's ShoWTimE.
So, just want to have a real talk with you guys. We've been memeing a lot about Lenovo Legion, but it has obviously been a pretty successful event. We've had amazing viewership for this event, like way above expectations. And Lenovo Legion want to do one of these events as close to every month that they can. Which is, we're dead serious, like not even joking, like that's what they were saying.
Crazy.
And we were like, we can't, like there's actually too much StarCraft, you can't fit it in.
Yeah.
So they really want to do more of these. So like I've been saying, like, you know, basically thank you guys for making this a success. And obviously, you know, do you keep on checking out !Lenovo, because it does help. It's what they do this for, obviously, for promotion and stuff. But yeah, you guys are making it work, and they want to keep coming back to StarCraft, which is kind of incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome. They're kind of a new-ish sponsor, right? Like they've only done.
They did like a lot of stuff way back in the day as well.
Really? Okay.
Like not a lot of stuff, but they did sponsor streamers and stuff, I think.
Okay. Okay, cool.
I'm not 100% sure. I know, for example, like Pommy was sponsored by Lenovo Legion. He's a Russian caster.
Yeah, I remember.
So I don't know if that's like I don't know how much they've done. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, obviously we did the Lenovo Legion Invitational earlier this year, and they were pretty happy with it. Even though like the viewership was like half of what it is now. So, like I said, we're absolutely killing expectations right here. So, shout out to you guys. I mean, also helps by the fact we've had amazing games today. So
yeah, we've had a really great series. Like everything has been interesting in its own way, and it hasn't been like just only action-packed games or only scrappy games. They've always been like, there's been some tactical games, there's strategic games as well. It's just been really interesting. It's been awesome. Yeah.
How long is the Lenovo code good for? We were told it's going to end as the tournament ends. I would imagine it'll probably be up for another couple of days if you want to check it out. But it's not going to. I don't know for sure. So use it sooner rather than later, basically.
So it looks like ShoWTimE is going for Stargate. I've heard, this is, I think from past him, that Reynor's really good against 3 Oracle. So I wonder whether ShoWTimE will go for that. That's kind of like, it's kind of like the in-meta build, right? It's kind of the strongest build, I guess, for Protoss right now, I would say. So we'll have to see whether he goes for that.
I mean, just because he's good against it, does that mean you just can't use it? Surely he's going to be good against a lot of the builds.
Right, yeah, I guess so, yeah. I mean, it's still a strong build, so maybe ShoWTimE hopes he's not as good against it, like, as normal, but we'll just have to see. Like, this is just from what I've heard. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Influence it.
Thank you so much, Palatarion, for the 15-month resub on the Twitch Prime. Go Lenovo. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So we do have the Phoenix first. I feel like this can lead into 3 Oracle. I haven't actually been playing that much recently, so specifically against like 3 Oracle, I'm not exactly sure what the Protoss thing is. Like it could be because usually they want to tie it up with the Phoenix usually. So, but I feel like I usually see Oracle first if I see 3 Oracle. I may be wrong on that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not sure.
It could be either one.
I feel like going Phoenix first is definitely a bit funky, but there's the Robo, so I don't think we're going to see a 3rd Oracle. I think you're kind of right. Like, I think if you go Phoenix first, you kind of just go 2 Oracles, and it's kind of that more typical sort of style.
Yeah.
Because if you go for the 3 Oracles, you really need the Phoenix.
It's 3 Oracle.
Oh, wow, it is. Okay. Well, apparently, yeah, you do.
Maybe I'm wrong. I could be very wrong.
I'm not gonna lie, PvZ is like my weakest matchup. I'm so bad at the builds on this, and like, it's because I keep getting very bored of PvZ, and I should just sit down and like study replays for a day, because it helped me so much. But like, I'm so bad at PvZ builds. I'm just gonna say it. So.
Well, you see it so much. There's so much PvZ in Europe that it's just very difficult to
Make interesting.
keep interested in. Yeah.
My problem is my bias goes back way back when to like, +2 blink timers off a Forge Fast expand. I'm just like, nothing happens for 10 minutes and it's the same every game. And if something does change, it's like the pros player made 4 gates and warped inside. That's like, woohoo, how exciting. So,
Yeah. Those are bad days, man.
Yeah, they were. Good play with these oracles, by the way. A couple drones and getting out on good health.
Yeah. He's Reynor looks pretty well set up for it, honestly. He is even making a second spawn in the main, so that's he really doesn't want too much damage being done to him on the main base. He does have 3 queens there, so it looks like he's pretty damn secure. He has 2 queens on the natural as well, so it looks like there shouldn't be any more damage, honestly, being done. Yeah, I doubt ShoWTimE would go in here. That would be kind of a ballsy move.
Yeah, 3 queens is a bit too much. He is scouting with the double hallucination in the main. That's obviously going to give him some pretty good info. Roach speed this time from Reynor. So obviously we are seeing a big change up from the last game, as we do have a good amount of Immortal Sentry back at home. Now, ShoWTimE's making a 3rd, and he does already continue to build probes, so we are going to be seeing him looking to expand with this. Yeah. Is there any possibility for ShoWTimE to push out and pressure a bit, or do you think he just has to stay at home?
He did go 6k before 3rd, so I think he does want to do a move out for sure. Just to maybe click creep and just put pressure on Reynor. He doesn't want to commit, because Reynor's had a very good early game, honestly. And honestly, I think a committed attack would just get destroyed, honestly. So he definitely wants to just poke, and then maybe clear creep, and then that'll be it. I think he can't hope for much else.
5 drones going down as ShoWTimE does continue to pick up some good damage here. Lost 1 Oracle though. But that's the idea of triple Oracle, right? It allows you to be a bit more divey and still keep Oracles alive to help with a fight, help defend, help with map control. Revelations, obviously 2 Oracles, that perfect number to keep the Revelation on at all times. So, depending on what you want to do, I mean, even Stasis wards defensively if you feel like Reynor is just going to make a lot of units. So yeah, that's, sort of a big part.
Oh no. God.
Yeah, he's going to have to drop some force fields. One of them gets force fielded the wrong side. He's going to recall.
Oh no.
Oh,
the bios?
No. Oh no! Oh my god.
That is disaster.
5 sentries and biled the Oracle.
Yeah, he picked up the Immortal and the Adept, and I don't like that, to be honest. Like, what is that really going to do at this point? Like, he has 2 spores in the main. He can just come back with Lings. Like, I really don't feel like this kind of drop will do anything. So I don't like that he separated his army at that point. I mean, hindsight 2020, right? Like, it's very weird that even happened. But great move by Reynor. Like, recognizing that he can pick off some reinforcements and yeah, doing so. Pretty well done. He is going for the Swarm Host. So, I mean, this is why. This here has such good creep spread. He's gonna be able to get Swarm Host like right up to the pro space. He might even kill him now. Like there's no charge on the. There's no charge. Yeah,
he's got nothing right near ShoWTimE. He's already backed up against the Nexus. There's a shield battery to help. Reynor will pull away just for I think the sake of being safe. And hey, Swarm Hosts are running across the map, so may as well make sure of it, right? What do you do?
Like Reynor even spreading creep, like with the Overlords. It's going to be such a tough game. This first Swarm Host wave is going to be almost impossible to hold. Yeah. He barely has enough to like defend the Roach Ling, not even the Locust, and these Locusts are not going to get denied by anything. They're just going to land straight on the army, and it's going to be so difficult.
Yeah, here you go. Locust going to jump onto this, and obviously that just means the Roaches and Ravagers aren't taking damage. Good micro from the Prism to try and stay alive here, but ShoWTimE's probably beginning to realize, that this is not exactly going great. Obviously, as Roach Ravager does kind of start to take the fight and take damage themselves, Reynor right want to be a little bit careful, but he's got the Queens showing up, which means actually he's got transfusions, and so he's going to make advantage of that, and he is going to be able to target down an Immortal coming down the ramp also. So still shutting down units here. Our Locusts are just a few seconds away from coming back in, as we do see ShoWTimE try to chase them down with a couple of Immortals.
That was actually like the best hold I think he could have done.
Yeah.
Like it looked so crazy difficult from the start, and he somehow managed to actually defend. But like this second wave is going to kill him. I think there's no chance. Actually, he did bait out the Locust wave onto the. It's still going to be so difficult, even against the Roach Ling.
It was. Are giving us some decent games, but it is pretty one-sided. He's in the bottom right, struggling along just slightly. Our Blue Protoss player is ShoWTimE.
And in the top left, playing for Gamers Origin, it is Reynor.
That's another pool rescue.
Yeah, it's a 16 pool, which is very weird, honestly. Maybe anticipating, I don't know, maybe anticipating the hatch block from the Pro, but this is just a gateway scout, so ShoWTimE didn't play that at all. Oh my god! No, that's so big. Like blocking the hatch against pool first is even bigger against than against hatch first, because you actually want the links to be on the other side of the map. So, and it delays it even more than you already have. So, not only is your hatch delayed more than on hatch first, obviously, because you're making pool first, but your lings are not on the other side where they want to be, like just to force a reaction out of the Protoss. So yeah, actually getting that hatch done is actually really nice for Reynor. And he had the drone up the ramp, so he knew that like as soon as ShoWTimE went up the ramp, he would get vision after Reynor did, right? So yeah. So now these 6 things are going to put on some pressure. They forced out a Zealot, which is nice for Reynor. They might do a run by. Maybe ShoWTimE is going to block that with a gateway.
Yeah, he's just not going to let the lings in.
Yeah.
You know, why take the risk? Why deal with that annoyance? I know he's got an Adept coming up soon, right? But
it's going to die though.
Yeah, gets the cancel. I mean, now Reynor won't run in though. I mean, obviously, like if he runs in right away, the Adept's not out yet. I guess. Yeah. Obviously, if he runs in there, the Adept's coming out. It's not as worth it to really commit. So, I don't mind the build and the cancel. Obviously, you're kind of going to want to cancel that anyways. So.
Yeah. You don't want it that early anyway, so it makes sense from ShoWTimE. His tech is very late though. This target is particularly late. It's because he had to go Cybercore first for this pull first. So his second gas was delayed, which means obviously his target is going to be delayed.
Yeah.
Quite a nice situation for Reynor, I gotta say. Yeah, nothing too big, but yeah. Sorry.
Definitely turning out well for him here as we get this going. Overlord moving around a little bit, going toward the main base. Gonna see our link speed is about halfway done, and third hatchery obviously is finishing soon. Now these 2 Adepts will try to be annoying, and well, if there's anywhere for them to shade, the natural would have been good at that moment.
Yeah, and he might get one surrounded. They're pretty low on health. Yeah, he gets one of them surrounded. The other one might actually die as well. This would be terrible for ShoWTimE.
This is a lot of his early game map control. He is just going to keep it alive, but the Queens are there.
Wow.
Well,
such a nice situation for Reynor now.
Reynor's having a haircut in the early game. He's up 2-0 in this series. He is looking to make this finals a bit easier than his finals in the previous Lenovo Legion Invitational, where he fought back from an 0-2 deficit. So, you know, Reynor's had a very good run here. He's not dropped a map in the playoffs, and he's only dropped 1 map in the entire tournament so far. And that was to Namshar. That was the first. Was it the first? Or was it the second map they played? That's actually really good CVC, by the way. It was like really sick games.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and I'm sure. I mean, Reynor always produces good games, I feel.
Yeah. It's true because like either it's impressive to watch, or it's fun to watch, or if he gets behind, he starts to come back. So you're like, yeah, it's very rare you have a Reynor series that isn't good. He's a great player to entertain.
Namshar's very good at CVC as well, so definitely an almost equal to Reynor, I'd say.
Yeah, they actually played, like, the games were really crazy, like, very fun. Right, well, I mean, Reynor is very well set up here then, and ShoWTimE is going to go in towards Oracle number 3. So again, Phoenix, 3 Oracles, and I don't know if I like this. This first Oracle takes a lot of damage already for just 2 drones.
Yeah.
It's obviously not great.
That means that's the Oracle that's going to die, right? In the 3 Oracle dive.
Yeah.
Most likely.
I mean, very easily targetable down now as you see 2 extra gates finishing up, and ShoWTimE is just preparing to take that 3rd Nexus. So, again, the 3rd Nexus down. Phoenix and Oracle still hanging out on the left.
Interesting that there's only 4 gates before 3rd. I guess he just wants to put on a tiny bit of pressure and just build some units to force out some units. This still kind of relies on doing some damage with the Oracles, so he's actually setting up for Stasis Wars, which I find interesting because this map doesn't really lend itself to Stasis Wars that much. Like the main doesn't have an area behind it. Oh, actually, it's just one for stasis walls and one for harass. I kind of like that. That's cool.
Yeah, he gets 5 drones, and actually Reynor does mess up the stasis ward slightly. 2 queens, 2
Yeah.
drones caught. Double Hydra Zen, by the way, so he's going to go double upgrades. And he's going to try and hit a Link Hydra timing, right?
Yeah, that has to be. Because the reason you don't go double Hydra then is because it takes... because you don't want to attack, right? Like, there's no reason to attack at that point. This is really cool. I've never seen this before. I guess he wants to, like, crush the push out that ShoWTimE does, and then just counter attack and win.
Yeah.
But he hasn't actually
He
researching.
didn't start the second Hydra Zen. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what he could have done. Like, what did he mistake? Because these started at the same time. So.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, me neither. I mean,
I feel like even if it was a mistake, you'd just go for the upgrade anyway, right?
Yeah. Maybe he just doesn't realize he didn't start the upgrade. Starts it now.
Yeah.
It's obviously pretty late. They take the exact same amount of time, so obviously it doesn't really make sense. 7 more drones dead, by the way. Oracle's in the main, gonna get the queen as well. The Oracle's actually still doing a good job of staying alive this time. 3 of them still up and running.
Oh, this timing is gonna be so. I think he just forgot the upgrade, by the way. There's because he wants to hit this timing, but could be so difficult to defend. I think.
Well, ShoWTimE made a lot of Oracles this game, right? He made 4 in total. So the extra one doesn't really... It delays the rest of the tech choice, right? Yeah. So that gives Reynor even more chance to maybe make something happen with Link Hydra. Link's very important to be in the front of this, though, because they're going to tank for those Hydras. The Hydras struggling a little bit
range upgrade.
Yeah, he's really struggling a bit to fight. You can see it, right? You just can't get the shots off without taking too much damage.
Yeah. Actually, ShoWTimE might just punish this. Kills the queens.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a bit scary to stay out here. I like where ShoWTimE goes back a bit.
I kind of like Reynor as well. He's kind of realized he's missed his timing a bit, so he's going to start the Lurker Den instead.
No, the wall.
Oh,
the Link's running in through the natural and into the main. Even has to recall. And in the middle of the fight as well. No.
Oh my god. No, what a disaster. The War Prism goes down as well. An extra pick off here. I mean, the defense in the main and natural is good considering the situation. Yeah. Only 6 workers lost in all of that.
Actually,
but I mean, yeah, but I mean, he lost the. You know, I know the Prism is not exactly the most important unit right now, but still a unit that you're going to probably want to replace. And Lurker Den coming up too, so we'll see where that goes for Reynor. I mean, he's up 22 workers. ShoWTimE is not rebuilding any probes, so he's just going to go. He's just going to pull the trigger, commit across the map, and try and kill Reynor, which in 30 seconds' time is going to be that much more difficult with the Lurker Den finished. That's still kind of a long time, though, right? 30 seconds plus 20 seconds for Hydras to morph.
And so... no Prism. No Prism. Yeah, the pick-off, like the Prism pick-off was actually kind of huge because ShoWTimE wanted to attack, right?
Yeah.
But he might have actually he has a big army advantage. At least like 17 supplies, so it could still be scary for Reynor. He doesn't have any splash, which is kind of the thing you want against this gateway-heavy army.
He's going to get 4 lurkers. The thing is, ShoWTimE's playing very conservatively. He's trying to push in, but that's not going to do him any favors. Now he's going to see the lurkers.
Yeah. Has to go now.
Yeah, now he realizes, it's time to go. Pops the Guardian Shield. He's going to commit, and lurkers just a few seconds away. Reynor doing a great time pulling back, doing a great job buying time pulling back. First lurkers burrow. The other 2 go around the top side to get into position here. Behind all of this third Nexus fell, so I mean, ShoWTimE, he was already all in, but just to double confirm it. And this is Reynor absolutely cleaning this up. GG, Reynor.
We're a winner.